Hello everybody, I'm coming to you with the recap video for the trading day today. Today was a pretty fantastic day for me. I did very well. I hope all of you did well with the top 7 stocks set to explode. I just like to do these quickly just to kind of show, hey, what were the results? Hey, we did these picks and how did it turn out? Okay, so number 7. And for some reason, we continue on this hot streak of number 7. Number 7 continues to dominate this list. I don't understand it. It doesn't really make any sense to me, but hey, cool. Whatever. So again, number 7 was the highest performing stock, 50% positive return today. And I expect it to continue. I don't see any reason why it won't continue. That was some huge insider buying in open markets. That's a very good catalyst. So I expect it to keep going. So number 7 is CBAT. And I believe it's going to be number 1 on the list coming up here later. I'll have that video out for you late this evening. But yeah, CBAT, just terrific. As you can see, the volume is huge, 1.61 million, average volume of 43,369. Really like that, and that's why I think it's going to continue and that it's not done. It did have a high of the day of 98 cents a share. That happened in pre-market. I wish I would have been awake at that time at 5:30 this morning, but I was not. So I missed out on that opportunity to sell it at that price, but I don't know if I would have. I probably would stay in it. The catalyst is still very strong. Next, EPZM. That is pick number 6. And, not a big increase at 1.11%. You might say, but the volume increased, and we can see the volume is higher than the average volume, which is what I like to see. Also, this is an FDA PDUFA pick, and so I expect this one just to pick up steam and just keep going. And so this is not uncommon to see just a 1% gain today. I feel very good about it. It's going to stay on the list. Now, LJPC, I do admit I sold this today. It had some of the indicators I look for when I want to sell a stock. And so I took a 6% loss on it because I was nervous about what it was doing, especially with the very choppy price action this morning. Just did not have a clear direction where it was going. And it seemed like it was going down. And then after I sold it, it recovered. Hey, that's going to happen. Not all of them could be winners. If you would have held this and kept going with it, you would have saw a 4% gain today and also a little bit up in aftermarket. So that looks good. The concern with me is lower than average volume, and then also seeing the 3 red bars below the SMA line. So I didn't like that. So I sold for that reason. At the end of this video, I'm going to kind of cover the different ones I sold and why. So, and we'll have replacements for it for our list for tomorrow. There's some stocks that I was able to pick up in different than that had some really good indicators. So we got some good stuff for tomorrow. So we're in good shape. Overall today, I had a 6% return. I hope all of you had that type of return. I'm just thrilled if I could do anything over 5%. And really great day. And I expect to continue all week. So stock market's hot. Let's go. All right, next is HCHC. Another really strong day out of this. And I held it all the way throughout the day. It looks strong continuation. I love the above average volume that it had. 572,705 shares traded versus 365,000 average. I feel really good about that. That should continue. This was really strong insider activity in multiple days. So I don't think it's anywhere close to what it can be. So we'll keep watching for those sell indicators, but this will be on the list for tonight. So it just continues on going. NSPR, yeah. So we got into the day here again, choppy price action. It had huge volume, which I like, but I was expecting the offering to be announced closed, and it didn't, and it seemed like the price action was really choppy early. So again, I sold this. I made a 4% gain on it, but I wanted to make room for something new on the list. And so I just kind of decided against this one. Just after really thinking about it, the insider activity, the catalyst for this was a little weaker a weaker catalyst. It's not like the insider bought a big amount of money on it. And so I just kind of felt uncomfortable on it, just being a micro cap like that. So I sold it. A little 4% gain. I'll take that all day long. Anyway, we'll find something better to replace it with. Next is HPQ. Okay, so HPQ paid out a dividend this morning, and I did sell this stock too. I went on a little sell spree early on when the stock market was up this morning. There were sell indicators on this, and also it just paid out a dividend. I was a little uncomfortable with it. It looks like it turned around pretty well and did well the rest of the day. So maybe I should have stayed in it. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I made 9.5% gain total on it. I feel really good about that. And 3 days, I'll take that. So anyway, I moved on, sold HPQ. It's gone. But as you can see, all these picks, every single one of them is green for the day. So, it just goes to show you, if you got the right catalysts and you got the right market conditions combined, that, you could just really set yourself up for a real solid day. So felt really good about it. I can't wait for a bad day actually on the market, because typically if you have the right catalysts, you will show a profit on a day like that, and that is amazing. So I'm sure that day is coming, but I'll take the market being up like it was, a total 2% today. But hey, market was up 2%. I finished 6% up. If you picked all these picks and you had them early enough, you probably made at least 6%. So hey, that's way above the market. So I feel really good about it. Number one pick was Evoke. It had a pretty good day. What I like about Evoke, I'm still holding it. I'm going to wait until PDUFA date. Probably sell it a couple days before, but we'll watch the indicators for when it's time to sell. This is a little longer term investment. So at least 2 more weeks, or around 2 more weeks in there, until it's time to sell. Again, much higher volume. You can tell there's massive accumulation on this. There's tons of buyers for this stock, and they're loading up. And so 2% up today, you might be like, 2%, but just wait. As there are less and less shares available on this thing, and there's less people selling because they're going to be holding out for the PDUFA date, you're going to start to see this stock really climb. So I'm feeling really good about it. I think my personal average on this is right around 220. So I'm a good amount up. I'm feeling good about it, and it just keeps on keeping on. So I'm excited about it. Anyway, that is the recap. I'm gonna kind of go through a couple of these, the 3 that I sold, and I'm gonna show you kind of what I saw. LJPC is going to be first. So let me go ahead and get into my Thinkorswim here. Give me just a moment here. LJPC. Okay, so here's the list for LJPC, and you kind of can see it. It's kind of continuing on. Anyway, this is what I saw early in the morning that made me really concerned. As you can see, market, it hit its low point prior to market. We had a really nice little run up. I was in it for that. And then when I saw it, this one right here in the middle of the page, right at 9:30, that one's okay. But when we saw the second one here, you can see the EMA line has passed the SMA line. It's down below it. And you see 4 red bars in a row right there, getting way past it. At that point, I became very uncomfortable. I don't like it when I see that, especially with the increase in volume, as you can see down here, right around 10:07, 10:08 here, right here at the bottom. But I just really did not like that, and that is why I sold it. So those are the factors that I kind of saw in the price action I just didn't feel comfortable with. Anyway, so there's that one. Let me go to the next one, which was, let's see, NSPR was one I sold. And let's see what I saw here. Okay, first and foremost, didn't like the volume. I pay very close attention to volume, and if there's not good volume, then none of us should own it. It's just the way that it is. Okay, let me get all the way back here to the beginning of the day. Sorry for all the scrolling I'm doing here. But NSPR, I just kind of wanted to cover what happened. Okay, so you can see right around 9:15, see that stretch right there? That's about the spot I sold. And I became very uncomfortable. The red EMA line was below the SMA line, which is the green line there. And then we had this thing happen here at 9:30, between 9:30 and 9:35. And I was already out of it by then. I'd made 4%. That type of price action, I never like. So that is the reason why I sold. I was worried about losing profits, and I was trying to lock in my profits. And besides, there's probably a different opportunity this evening, and I wanted to open up some things for it. So that is why I sold NSPR. So now let's go back. Let's take a look at HPQ, the final one here, and reason why we sold. Oops. If I can type correctly, here we go. I should have had this queued up, sorry about that. All right, HPQ. HPQ I sold later in the day. And I sold it right around 9:05. You see exactly why I did. You can see the EMA line past the SMA line is a negative right there. Also, I'd made that dividend, and my thinking is that I would not be the only person thinking about, okay, I've got my dividend now, I think I'm going to sell it. And anyway, so that's why at 9:05 I made the decision, 9.5% I think is good enough, and I'll just move on. But there was a big recovery, but there was really no way for me to know that was going to happen, that it was going to have that kind of recovery. I'm very glad that it did for those that held, especially that I got all the way to 1832. That is fantastic. And then another sell-off happened at the end, and it moved up and down, very choppy price action. Looks like an aftermarket's super choppy. Those were the reasons why I move out of a stock. And I plan on, once I have my editor up and full and running here, really going through detail and explaining more of what my 3 strikes you're out kind of rule are. First thing I pay attention to is, I pay attention, of course, the EMA line passing the SMA line. That is huge. And I look for it not only to pass red bars to pass the SMA line, EMA line, but when you see 4 in a row, like you see right here at 9 o'clock on HPQ, by the time you see 4 in a row, and if I had my 5-day on here too, which I don't have it set up on this one currently, if it passes the 5-day SMA line on top of passing the 1-day SMA, I'm out. If it's passed a day and it's had its chance to run up, I like every single pick that I have has a catalyst behind it, and so that catalyst is usually insider activity, or it can be an upcoming FDA date. If it's an FDA date, I will hold it unless there's negative news. So that's kind of what I let the news kind of determine that, and I like to sell it out probably around 2 days prior to the PDUFA date, because I don't really care if it gets approved or not. I care about the run-up. That's what I care about. I care about that catalyst. Once you change the catalyst, FDA approvals are very tricky catalysts, and so I don't really like those nearly as much. Anyway, that's the recap of today. Hopefully you had a fantastic day of trading. I know that I did, and we'll just keep it coming. I'll have a new list out this evening talking about good picks for tomorrow, and hope you all had a great day. Thank you.